some girls couldn't give a shit about that. They literally want to be fucked in the back of the front. That's just the fucking and there's nothing wrong with that though. Like I'm saying to you.
But that was just such a graphic way of
Is social media and Tinder ruining relationships? I think this is something that everybody wants to know.
What do you think, Rachel?
I think what social media has done has turned humans into a menu of potential options. And so I think people are less inclined to commit because we have a menu on our phone that we can see all the time, constantly, every day. So I have just met this chick and she's cool, but Susanna might be cooler, you know? And so that's the issue I think we're in right now.
I think that just pretty much open and shuts the whole.
Great summary, great analogy, great way of fucking call it.
I agree with what you're saying, but like I know I have like so many friends that have actually got relationships from Tinder, so I've got like the proof there. So I do get it, like, but like I think it's all about the person. Like yeah, you've got loads of options online, but if you like the person, you like the person. I don't think social media is just like an excuse. I think really. I feel like loads of people use social media as like an escape, as like, oh yeah, look, because of social media people cheat, but I don't think it's because of social media. I feel like if people are going to cheat, they're going to cheat. Like I agreed with what they said, that social media is literally just a tool. You don't have to DM somebody, you know what I mean?
I think it's people. I think people are inherently unfaithful. I'm not saying everybody's a cheat, but I'm saying inherently, I think for those of us who are faithful, I think it's quite often a constant quest for people to be like that. It's not like, I don't think it comes naturally to us as people. So I think that I agree with both of you. I think it's not social media that makes people cheat or makes people unable to commit. I think it's people in general. However, I feel like social media is a great tool to encourage you and make it much easier.
My little one line on this is that I think, to go off your point, I agree with you, but I don't agree with the faith. But I agree with that humans are naturally promiscuous, should I say. I'm not sure about the naturally unfaithful, because that's like...
unfaithful is the wrong word. I don't think we're naturally monogamous.
Yeah, that's okay.
But yeah, I think you can actually be faithful and also be in a polygamous relationship.
Cool. But I will say this: Tinder and social media has just made it more convenient to get your dick sucked. That's basically what I think that is. You know what I'm saying to you? Like before, you might have to take someone out, might have to call them up, have an hour conversation. Now you can be like,
but it's also the reason it's ruining relationships is because there's proof. There's proof in the dishonesty now. See, a lot of men, well, I'll say men, but women as well. Women cheat, let's not get it twisted. But a lot of people get away with cheating by simply saying, well, I didn't do it. Can't prove it. Like, you got a suspicion, but I didn't. Nowadays, screenshots, DMs, like, you know, you cheat and the girl decides that she wants to get back at you. Like, your partner is getting a DM with a screenshot in it, and
I'll say that I think it's just giving an opportunity to people, for them to say exactly what they want. That person wants that. I want the same thing. Why the fuck not just fucking do it? Like, Tinder's there for people to say, I want to fuck you. Yes, I want to get fucked. Cool, then let's do it.
I think Tinder does actually have a place though, especially with people who might not have had very many friends at school, or they weren't the popular person at school. It's giving them a platform now to be like, you know what, I'm just going to pretend to be somebody else, go out there and find the girl, or go out there and find the guy. You know, it's the same with anything else, like social media. Tinder and social media go hand in hand together. It's like using Instagram. A lot of people use Instagram DMs as their dating website. That's just, you know, what people do. I've done it myself. I used to go, I didn't used to go out there and just flog myself and be like, hey, I'm this guy, I'm gonna DM you, and it wasn't that. But, you know, people use social media just the same way as they do Tinder.
That's just what it is. Like, just because there wasn't that before doesn't mean people weren't going up with the same mindset. They had exactly the same mindset. Now there's just a platform for them to go on there.
It removes any level of like social skills as well. Like, because
you both know exactly what you want.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the whole game, having game, as a man you had to go and you had to, I mean, let's be honest, like it was, you know, the dynamic was normally a man approaching a woman and a man having to put that first move in and stuff. So men used to have to essentially like have a certain element of social skills in order to be able to. Nowadays you don't, like, as as long as you can formulate a sentence, and you know, if you look attractive, whatever, then you know.
But isn't that kind of isn't that kind of good in a way? Well, it's good and bad. But for me, it's like because I've never been. When I say never, as in like I grew up like for me when you got props growing up if you could talk to girls. So part of growing up to get respect in your clique, you had to fucking have to talk to girls. You had to be confident enough to walk up into a group of chicks and be like lay your shit down and then you walk away with a number. Then you're the fucking guy.
Have you been in a club recently?
Of course,
it's a bunch of men. It's a bunch of men standing on the wall like this.
That's true.
Because they probably know how to talk to girls on Tinder, but when it comes to a real life scenario, it's like, look at that, I know her from Instagram, let me like her picture. Oh yeah, she's seen that I've liked it. Like, you know, like it's not real life anymore.
You're right, it's definitely, I guess, taken away like the natural acumen you have to have in talking to girls. I guess it's subsided that, but I'm saying that actually benefits some people because some people are actually just naturally awkward anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? For some people,
how does it work? Like, how does it actually? Because I don't do Tinder. I'm out of that game.
I do. But
how does it work? Like so you come with all these witty lines on Tinder, and then you sit there and have dinner and you're like, I like sex. I like sex too. Shall we go and have sex?
I'm sorry. If I bang 10 things on Tinder now, I might have went on a dinner date with like 1 or 2 of them. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So you don't have to eat that fucking food, bro. You can just be like, yo, come to the crib, I'll come to yours, same, cool. It definitely has its negative sides, and definitely has its positive side. I'm just not of the school where I tarnish everything negative because it's something new and it's changed the game or it's caused a ruckus to the status quo. I'm not one of those guys who's going, oh, it's bad. Oh, look at all this new shit. No, I tend to embrace new shit, and I just tend to take the good shit from the new shit and apply it to my current shit moving forward. So Tinder's just like that for me. As in, I've had Tinder, I've used it to my benefit, and then I've deleted it. It's simple as that for me.
Some people, so women are on it, they're down with the
but that's the reason. That's what I'm saying.
But I think that new wave of sexual liberation has helped this culture. Because before, I mean, I'm like, let's not be like silly about this. Obviously men and women desire sex in the same way, but obviously I think from the pressure that men have always put, especially in our culture and kind of hip hop music and stuff, there's always been this like, oh, she's a slag if she puts it out too quickly, she's this. So I feel like women have probably been a lot more careful previously as to, you know, how quickly they'll sleep with a man or how easy, in fear of that judgment. I feel like now this culture of like fast gratification has kind of removed a lot of that pressure for women, and I think I don't know which has come first, whether it's been that kind of like availability to do it or whether it's been.
But for me, this like I don't think anything's changed, as you might have said already in the beginning. Where it's like,
mindsets.
Yeah, I think I think humans have always been on the tip of wanting to fuck numerous types of people. But it's just now we have the technology that gives us that fucking ability to do that in a fucking instant. So all I think it's done is just like highlight the nature of human beings, not necessarily like change the course of it. Do you know what I'm saying to you? And that's just. And as you said in the beginning.
Is it the worst though?
That's a fair point because sex. Just for sex doesn't have to be bad. Do you get what I'm saying to you? I don't know why it's always considered a bad thing, but it just doesn't have to.
It's only ever considered a bad thing from a male perspective judging women.
Yeah,
I think it's always. I
don't know women judge women
because of this.
You know what I'm saying? Because women do that judgment too.
But that judgment still comes from a very male viewpoint. Women judge other women because they're following essentially quite a misogynist.
Understanding of
what is and what isn't, you know, like, so it's...
Yeah.
But then there's also another area. I mean, when we talk about intimacy isn't only sex. Another issue that happens with social media and relationships is people feel as though they're being robbed of their partner's time. So maybe this is a discussion as well, like how many people have felt like, you know, oh, well, my boyfriend comes in and he just gets on Instagram, or he's just WhatsApping people, or he's just on, I don't know, Instagram all day. So people feel like they don't have their partner's time anymore. And that's another way.
Wouldn't that be the same person that would play computer games?
Potentially. So maybe he's replaced one addiction with the other, but that addiction, when it comes to social media and it's other people, I guess for someone who is on the receiving end of that feels a lot more.
It's easier to be jealous of something where you're actually interacting with multiple people as opposed to sitting in your room playing FIFA.
You said something earlier as well, which I think is important, where it's like, even though we have Tinder and everyone thinks it's like a fucking straight up hookup app, where I guess a lot of people do use it for that, as you said, a lot of people get into relationships because of this. So even though it might have that public face value perception of like, all you gotta do is banging. It's still up to the individuals how they fucking treat it.
relationships. I mean, before Tinder, a lot of people get into relationships after a one-night stand. So it's the same. It's still just, you know, sometimes you go to a club and you hook up with someone and you fuck and you never speak again. Sometimes you go and you get along and then you end up seeing a person more. Like, it's, I don't think it's...
And also, I think it's like, I gotta make, look, can we stop fucking acting like two individuals who are fucking sane, who know what they're fucking doing, who are responsible and very much capable, can fucking have sex if they want to have sex the one fucking time, and that can be okay. Like, I'm tired of this fucking sex. I'm tired of one night stands or these one-time encounters being a fucking negative. People also need to fucking understand nuance, man. Everything's not black and white. Let's just please understand that shit. Like, there's some grey areas, and something might dip into this more than dips into that. Like, but if some foot is here and some foot is over there, it's like, come on people, man, let's not be dumb about this shit. I also understand how Tinder helps people that are kind of socially awkward. So to say that, oh, Tinder makes everyone socially awkward, is not the case, because some people are just socially awkward now, or were socially awkward before Tinder. So there's all these different sides to things.
The weirdo guy in school that never got looked at by girls, he's
there you go. Now he's got a platform for him to be like, yo.
That's what I'm saying. The guy that's socially awkward, he might be able to pussy now.
Like, I see the flagrant talk from people on Twitter where I'm like, oh my god, but I've met you and you're actually a socially inept retard. But on Twitter, you're the coolest guy in the world. Like, what the fuck? Or the toughest guy in the world. Or the, like, you know?
It's true.
Do you know what really annoys me though about like Tinder? Like, guys will meet girls on Tinder and not have sex with them, but then like they'll go on a girl, like say if they want to get in a relationship, they'll be like, oh yeah, your body count's too high. But I'm like, why do you go with girls that are on Tinder? One thing that I thought was really interesting was just how like they were on about like body counts and that. I feel like the boys that we had, they weren't really like, oh, I wouldn't go for a girl, she's got like a high body count, which was nice, because I think it's annoying that guys will meet girls on Tinder and then they'll be like, oh yeah, like, you know, no, I wouldn't actually wife like a wifey or like date a girl that like has a high body count. If they're gonna meet girls on Tinder, like they need to accept that, you know, a girl could have slept with like a couple of people, and it's annoying how like girls have a stigma of like they can't sleep with so many people, but guys, like they can sleep with whoever they want, and they're like lads, which is annoying.
A lot of people, they're not going on Tinder to look for their wife. Definitely not.
But at the same time, a lot of people didn't go on a one night stand to look for their wife, but you might fuck that chick, and you might become friends, and now you're going out and now you're married. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it's true. It's true.
You never know how these things.
But I think it's all down to mindset. Me, as a 21-year-old guy, most of the people in my age group, my peers, they're on Tinder. I've never been on Tinder before, just because I don't see the benefit.
Right, by the way.
Do you have a girlfriend?
I've got a girlfriend.
He has to say that shit.
Yeah.
But on my mind, like, literally, hand on my heart, I'm faithful.
Oh, he is.
How long have you been together?
About a year and a bit.
Oh, lovely.
But hand on my heart, I've never been on Tinder because I never saw the benefit of it. Maybe that's because I've never had an issue attracting the opposite sex. Yeah. But it also might be down to the fact that I'm still like trying to hold on to that whole thing of a guy should be a gentleman and a guy should be.
Chivalry is not dead.
There you go.
Let's not deny the fact that some girls couldn't give a shit about that. They literally want to be fucked in the back of the throat. That's just the fucking. And there's nothing wrong with that, though. I'm saying to you.
But that was just such a graphic way of
I'm going back in memory. I was like, yeah. That's what I'm just saying. It's true. I'm just right. Cool. It's true.
way too much,
man.
My partner is not a social media person at all, but we could be out somewhere and non-stop I'm checking my phone on social media.
At the time.
Yeah,
sometimes.
he's becoming annoyed and he's becoming affected by it, and literally there's no conversation between us.
Why can't you just put the phone down though?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I'm not that kind of person.
What the fuck? I love the honesty. I love it.
I respect your honesty, but I'm like, yo.
That kind of person.
Surely you can see why your boyfriend's getting pissed off, right?
How long have you guys been together?
2.5 years.
Wow. He's got bare patience.
But don't get me wrong, he has tried to go on social media himself, because naturally social media is evolving.
Yes.
So, but I mean, obviously it doesn't really work for him. But with me,
I've got a question for you though. See when you're with him, don't you want to like look at him and like, no, I'm not trying to like. This is not an attack. I'm just actually, but I appreciate your honesty.
talk about in regards to social media though. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, because something
yourself.
No, because some things they say.
When I'm with someone, I'm like, say when I'm with someone and I'm like, if I'm with a guy, like, well, I just got my phone. And he doesn't go on his phone, so I understand.
There's a chick, I remember I left a chick one time, mate, and she just constantly on the phone. From that I was like, dead it. I was dead in it. I was like, actually, social media plays not interested in this girl anymore. Because every time I'm with you, you're on your fucking phone. What the fuck am I here for?
About the one issue that I have in my relationship, and it's nothing to do with the time I spend on it. My thing, and because my girl's not on Twitter at all, she does Instagram, but she barely does it. She fucking hates Twitter, and the way Twitter affects our relationship is because her friends that are on Twitter that follow me will text her and be like, "Your man's just said some disrespectful, controversial shit, and now he's being like harassed by people. You need to tell him to stop tweeting."
My thing that will happen with me sometimes in relationships, because Twitter's my thing. I don't really like Instagram, that's a bit boring. But Twitter for me, like, because on Instagram you can lie about who you are. Twitter shows the real you. Like, that's how I see it, you know. You can't
tweet enough.
Yeah, you can't fake intelligence too much. Like, you know, or you can easily detect it more on Twitter. So like things will happen, something that will annoy me, or some debate that's happening. Let's say Kanye's met Trump, or I don't know, Adele's acceptance speech, you know what I mean, or something. There's something that's happening that's topical, and so I want to discuss that with someone, you know, and I'll be like, yeah, and then this happened, you know what I mean, and then people are like this, and they're just like, why do you even care, you know? And then at that moment I'm like, shit, like I'm way too invested in this emotionally. Tinder and social media have exacerbated our human urges, you know, so I think before the arrival of social media, we had these tendencies, and social media has made it easier to, to live these tendencies out. So, yeah, I think that's where we came to. It's human nature. We're fucked.